What's up, you guys? It's your girl, Mocha Shanae, the jack of all trades, and coming at you about the relaxers, perms, and all the hype, okay? About, what was that? 7 years ago, I gave you a video talking about the 10 tips on relaxing your hair at home. In that video, I gave details about relaxers. Being a DIY champion to relax your hair at home. But I felt like it's time to bring that into 2026. Let's give you an update. Let's use some old notes to go over that. And let's just give a breakdown about relaxers in general, right? The theory, the science, and the chemistry behind all of that. I thought that would be helpful. You guys let me know if this helps out. So we'll just start from the beginning. I had to pull up my old notes. Okay, 2019. Bringing it up to date short. It says 10 tips on relaxing hair at home. Now, what's different between then and now? Your girl's gonna need some reading glasses, okay? Because she has made it above 50, and we're gonna need that. All right. But before we jump into this, because this was really, really good, right? It was so important to me that I took notes, and those same notes were still in my phone. So I'm excited about that, but we'll run through that stuff in a minute. Let's just give let me lock my phone, give you the general breakdown, right? Let's talk about relaxers. What are relaxers? And most of you guys out there are commonly using lye in short, okay? But lye is also sodium hydroxide. And I'm sorry about the noise on my board, y'all. I need another pen in it, but sodium hydroxide is what you guys are primarily using. And no matter what you've been told thus far, texturizers are sodium hydroxide, more than likely. I think the thing we don't do is turn over our products and read the ingredients. So if you have just a box, or if you go into the hair store and you want to just grab a box of texturizer, flip that over and look at the ingredients. You're going to see possibly on the front no lye, but then when you get into the ingredients of the thing, it's going to be sodium hydroxide. And sodium hydroxide is lye, okay? You also have a calcium hydroxide, which is another form of relaxer. But let's also talk about the type of relaxers that you wouldn't think that are relaxers, okay? Ammonium thioglycolate, which is the straightening portion of what us folks, my folks, the black peeps, we call the jerry curl, okay? Which is like a permanent cold wave, all right? You do that, straighten that out. We put that roller curl in with those rods, and then we let that process, and we come back and we neutralize it. That straightening portion, that first 30 minutes that you're putting that product on to straighten out that hair, to make sure that the pattern is straight, that is called a relaxer. That's an ammonium thioglycolate. Y'all don't even want to know how long it took me to learn how to spell that or pronounce it. Okay? That and lye do not mix. Those two things you never want to mix. The hair will be in the bowl. Okay? Now, there are also things called acid perms. And our Caucasian persuasion, our sisters from other misters, everyone else with the straight textured hair, they use that to curl their hair. Okay? So there's a difference between relaxers and perms. Okay? Let's just get that out there. Now, we could talk about all the hype of how I feel about if, relaxers cause cancer and all the things. But what has to come along with that is appropriate reading of instructions, appropriate application, processing times. You can't just put these things, chemicals on your body with open pores and follicles and walk around the house for 45 minutes and think that that is okay. The processing time is on the packaging. Also, what's on the packaging is a fine little line, but it's in all caps that says for professional use only. So you shouldn't be going at it alone, okay? But that's not everybody's story, okay? Sometimes there are reasons that you process your hair at home. So let's dive into those tips. Okay, so we can help y'all help us, the professional cosmetologists, and then we'll help y'all. It's a team effort. Okay. So I'll just kind of go verbatim from my notes that I typed up back then and just bring them into 2026. And then you can type anything in the comments and let me know more of what you want to hear, more questions that you have, and then I'll try to, as time permits, answer those things. But I want to make sure that this video is not too long, because the original one was like 30 to 45 minutes long, okay? Very useful, very helpful. If you guys want to watch that original one, go to my YouTube channel, Mocha Shanae, and then just find 10 tips on relaxing your hair at home. Okay. I'm going to dive into this. Some women love visiting the hair salon as often as possible, while others only go on special occasions. You might be trying to save money on hair care, so regular visits are out of the budget. Getting your hair relaxed can be cost prohibitive if you're looking to cut costs. Professional services often start around $75 and go up from there, particularly if your hair is very long or you also get a cut or a trim at the same time. Now, keep in mind that was 2019. Don't go into your stylist saying, Mocha said you should only be charging me $75 for such and such. This is not that, okay? Let's get that disclaimer. At-home relaxers can definitely save you money, but don't risk your scalp and hair's health by making mistakes. Above all, make sure you set aside enough time for relaxing virgin or touch-up process. The virgin or a touch-up process. Two different processes, y'all. Okay? Virgin hair, big afro, or really more than a half an inch of new growth. Or just the new growth, which is your retouch, okay? That relaxer should not be going past that point of line of demarcation. All right. Above all, make sure you set aside enough time for the relaxing and virgin touch-up process. Rushing through a relaxer or a chemical application can lead to an unwanted disaster or an undesirable result. So I jotted down 10 things that I thought would help you achieve the best results if your budget just isn't up to a professional relaxer service. First and foremost, have all the supplies at hand. Okay, don't get into your relaxer going back and look for towels, gloves, or any of that. Okay, and base your scalp. All right, I may be jumping ahead of myself because I don't remember what's all in the notes, but still. Okay, most relaxer home kits tell you which supplies you'll need, and much of what's required comes right in the box. Take a good look at your supply list and have everything within reach. The time to have an old towel on hand to wipe up any spills is not after the spill happens. You'll save precious time by having all the necessities nearby before you begin the process. Number 2, relax dirty hair. Dirty, unwashed hair, okay? And we can do another video that just, tell you the details of why. But definitely leave the oils on the scalp and leave that hair dirty, okay? Number 3, protect your scalp and skin by basing. Not just the parameter, everything. Number 4, follow directions. I'm gonna say number 4 again. Follow directions, which means you have to read the directions. Number 5, relax small sections. For the best results, work in small ½ to 1 inch, sections of the hair, like subsectioning. Big chunks won't relax evenly, leaving you with a less than desirable outcome. Number 6, use a timer. Too many iPhones, iWatches, and old school timers. Just tell Siri, set you a little 18-minute timer, because the processing time of a relaxer is 18 to 25 minutes. Not 45 minutes walking around the house with it in your head, cleaning up, washing dishes, listening to music. That ain't it. Number 7, when you get ready to get that stuff out of there, rinse, 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 and repeat. Before you neutralize, you want to make sure after that processing time, you're rinsing with warm water, getting all of that relaxer out. And then if it's the sodium hydroxide, you will neutralize. if you're not going in with, you know, a 5-in-1 treatment first and then neutralizing. If it's the ammonium thioglycolate, we know we want to get it all out before we go in with the roller curl. Towel dry, go in roller curl and rollers. Number 8, relax every 4 to 6 or 12 weeks max. That's for the sodium hydroxide. For most people, new growth and hair texture differs from person to person, so your retouch time wouldn't be the same. You know, everything is not cookie cutter when it comes to that. That's why a lot of us get damaged hair, because we're trying to relax our hair when Sally Sue should, and our hair is not like that. Okay. Number 9, use the buddy system. Recruit you some help. Get somebody to come and work the back of that head and the wide region, and it's the most resistant area of your head, and let some help. And then, like, if they have a relaxer, then you can turn around and help with theirs. Number 10, the never evers. Never ever ever, in my Chris Tucker voice, it says, use permanent color or lightened relaxed hair on the same day. Now, there's some stuff out there that you can do that with, different hair systems. The only one I know of so far is Patrick Bradley, I think. Haven't dabbed into that, never used that. So I'm not co-signing it. I'm just saying the ammonium has to be low, you know, and all of that. The science have to match in order for you to do that. So if you don't know the science, don't do it. All right. The result will be catastrophic. Never ever use ammonium thioglycolate on hair relaxed with sodium hydroxide. Okay? So that means that hair needs to grow out, and you cut the jerk curl off, and now you have rekeratinized hair in new growth, and it's newly hair, and then you can go in and do your relaxer. You don't want the two together. They do not go together. All right. Never, ever, ever. Do's and don'ts. All right. I pray this helps someone, is what my note says. Y'all, it's a healthy hair takeover with your girl, Mocha Shanae, the Jackie of all trades. I kind of like how that ended. You've been officially jacked. And this has been Mocha's moment. So I hope this has helped someone. Lye. Lye is sodium hydroxide. You do use lye to make some soaps and different things like that. So I teeter and totter between the health effects, okay? Because anything can have a health effect. But anyway, this has been your moment about relaxers, perms, and all the hype. So now that you've educated yourself, go do some more research. And y'all have a blessed Sunday.